What?
Listen, like they said,
After the class,
get
yeah.
what you want, but you get what you need.
Okay, so
Just be careful, you have Rolling Stones. Can't always get what you need, but if you want, but if you try sometimes, you just may find what you need.
okay, so new parasha, Ki Tetze.
Didn't ask. Okay.
Reuven, you want to start this?
Yeah. Also, at some point, I want to share with you an article I found in Torah Tidbits that relates to what you're saying about the farm, and the farmers wanting to rebuild.
Yes.
And relating that to the midwives in Egypt wanting to reproduce.
Oh wow.
I'll get you the article.
Okay. Bezrat Hashem. Okay, Ki Tetze.
What's about?
Ki Tetze la milchama al oivecha untano Hashem Elokecha biyadecha v'shavita shivyo.
When you go out to war against your enemy, and you get and Hashem, your God, gives in your hand victory, is it?
He gives him over into your hands, right? That's the expression. No?
What is the literal meaning of the shiveta? The shiveta, vishavita.
First, v'natano Hashem Elokecha beyadecha.
Beyadecha, and then after
will
that,
give him
into your hands, and then
now v'shavita. Shavi is to capture.
capture.
Captives. You capture your captive.
Prisoners of war.
Shivui is captive.
Shavui is a captive. That's what we have now in Gaza. You have Shavuim.
Uh-huh.
They live in the good life in our prisons.
Ve'ratzit.
Right.
Okay,
Right,
fine.
sorry.
I hear what you mean.
It's
Right,
also-
right.
it's also-
Yeah, for both sides.
Ra'ita ba shivya eshet yifat to'ar v'chashata va v'lakachta lecha leisha.
And you saw amongst the captives a pretty woman. To'ar is
Yafat Tor, well, Yafeh is beautiful. Tor is like appearance, I guess. There are different explanations exactly what it means. Statue, of the beautiful statue, maybe.
Picturesque.
Picturesque. Okay,
V'chashavta,
fine.
and you
Poster beautiful.
v'chashavta, and you thought to take her for yourself as a wife.
V'hashakta ba, and you will desire her, right? Right. Different stages here, right? First, you see her. The soldier sees her on the battlefield, whatever. Right?
Yeah.
Then v'hashakta ba, now he feels desires for her, and now and lakachta l'isha, you marry her.
Okay.
In those days, I guess that was an acceptable kind of,
Yeah.
Ki tetze la milchama v'kulu
Therefore,
lavo el inyan ha-parasha nasim sechel v'havin b'mikra.
let's come to the matter of this parasha. Nasim, we'll put understanding.
Right, let's put our understanding.
We'll have in and understanding
The parasha.
the mikra.
The
in the words.
The Torah words.
Yeah.
Interesting, like we never before needed to put our attention to understand it, right?
Very
All
strange
of a sudden,
intro.
right, he says, like, now, let's pay attention.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Amro ki tetze leshon yachid
When it says when you go out, it's talking about in the singular.
V'gam shelo amar ki tilachem.
He didn't say fighting in terms of the verb tilachem.
He's saying, no, he's
When
not,
you
he didn't
go
say,
to
right,
out, well, you
that
just
you
go
should
out.
fight your enemy, right?
When you go out,
Right, strange language. What does it mean? Go out, lemilchama, go out to the war, you know, instead of saying, you go to fight your enemy, tilachem. Right?
O ki ta'aseh milchama.
Or
or make a war.
make a war, right?
Bet.
Beit. Amro un tano lashon yachid.
It says also, and Hashem will give you, in the singular.
Acharei. Amro oivecha lashon rabim.
After it says in the plural, your enemies. Well, I don't understand that that's a problem. It's saying Hashem will give in the singular to you your enemies. What's wrong with that?
No, not no. He will give your enemy into your hands. But he said before, when you go to war to fight your enemies, you know, plural.
Yeah.
So if you, so then it should say, and he will give your enemies, oyevecha, right? Should be plural. But here he's saying, and he will give. He hold on. What's the lotion here? Amro v'natano, natano. He will give him into your hand. He will give them into your hand.
Natanu.
Should have not
Are you
none.
fighting one enemy or many enemies?
Right. So there is kind of
So what would be the Hebrew of plural of Natano? It would have been
should be natanam.
Natanam. I
Yes.
see. So you've got Natano, which is the singular,
Natano. The enemy.
and
But
Oivech.
before he said you're going to war against your enemies in the plural. So he should give over into your hand natanam.
So, but where is plural? Oivecha is plural?
No,
What's
on.
plural?
just a minute. כי תצא למלחמה נתנם. Hold on, no.
Natano is singular, we said.
נתנו singular.
So what's the plural? Oivecha.
But first he said, כי תצא, where's our פסוק? כי תצא למלחמה על אויביך ונתנו השם אלוקיך בידיך ושרית שביו. כי תצא למלחמה על אויביך ונתנו השם אלוקיך בידיך ושרית שביו. That's a good question. I don't know. So what does he say? אמרו נתנו לשון יחיד. אחרי אמרו, אויביך לשון רבים. אויביך, not אויבך. I guess there's
That's
a
where I'm
slight
confused.
difference. Right.
For me, it sounds the same.
Oivecha.
Oivecha.
I know, it's almost the same, but oyevcha would be without segel, would be with vav, oyevcha, not oyevecha. If you notice the word oyevecha, it's plural. That's what he's saying.
Okay.
There's a slight grammatical difference because it would be oyevcha without second yud,
I see.
not oyevecha. It's for, for
So
us.
the
it's
second yud is what makes it plural?
And the segel, there should be an oyevcha. There should be no segel. I mean, I'm not an expert in Hebrew, but that's what I think. It would be oyevcha instead of oyevecha. You said something?
I am an expert in Hebrew.
Yeah, so you have to explain to Shlomo how is oyev, what's the difference in oyevecha is plural or singular. Rav Alshech says that oyevecha is plural,
Yes.
but it should have been in singular. So
Right.
what would be the singular of?
Oivecha.
So when you've got between the last letter and the suffix, when there is a yud, then the yud infers plural.
So give us the singular.
So it would be without the yud.
So it would be oyevcha.
Correct.
All right, that's what I'm.
Still with the segol? Would it be still the segol underneath it?
No, the oivecha is like banecha, mitzvotecha.
So what would be the vowel under the bet?
It would, under the bet would be oyev, it would be a shva.
Sure.
Uh-huh.
Slight grammatic difference, but
Gosh,
as usual,
so subtle that
Rav
would never
Alshech,
pick
right,
that up.
very subtle, but he notices all this very subtle differences. All right?
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
again, you go to war on your enemies, right? But Hashem gives into your hand your enemy, singular. That's what Rav Alshech.
Although oivecha is, we said was captive, no? No.
No,
Oivecha is your enemy.
enemies. Shavita shivyo, that's captives.
Oh, sorry,
Or
sorry.
prisoners, whatever.
So this is like, you now have this one, maybe this one prisoner, this woman. So suddenly you're not focused on all the enemies, just suddenly he gives you
There
this.
you go. I like what you're saying.
This
I like it very much.
So,
but
so
let's
where
see
in our
what the-
text is oivecha? Why am I
Okay,
not
let's
getting
look
this?
at the pasuk again.
I can't see oivecha in the
Let's read
text,
the pasuk
unless
again.
at the beginning.
The very first pasuk.
But it says after, yeah, but then,
Oivecha.
yeah, but it says here, amor amro venatato venatano
Natano,
lashon
singular.
yachid
Right.
ve'acharei amro. It's not acharei, it's before.
Well, no. כי תצא למלחמה על אויביך. Plural.
Yeah, I know, but that's what comes first, and then it
Right.
says venatano. It should have said.
Natano is singular.
I know, but in the way he's written it here,
Yeah.
sorry to be so pedantic, but
No, it's
Amro
good,
venatano lashon yachid in the singular, ve'acharei amro oyevecha. Afterwards, he must be
it's good.
referring to a different.
He said, after already telling us oivecha, which is plural.
The after is after
the
telling
oive-
us.
After telling us oivecha, now he says natano in the singular.
Just put it on low power mode so it doesn't turn
Oh,
off.
yeah. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you for seeing that.
You're gonna get back to me, right?
Yeah, I will.
Good.
Okay, bet.
You should have a good
Sorry,
day.
not bet.
Gimel.
Gimel.
Amro ve'shavita shivyo, v'lo amar ve'shavita otam.
It's a double language. Vishavita shivyo. You could have just said Vishavita otam. Okay.
V'yadua me rabotenu zikrona livracha shehotzer el hakanaani hanimsa b'milchemet harshut.
So there was a word shoot here, right?
Shehotzer el hakenani. He, I don't know what's hayotzer.
No, shechozer.
Shehotzer.
Yeah,
He
it-
returns.
Right, but it means, it's
Et hakenani.
relating. Choser is like to go back, but here in this context, he says that under discussion is al-Knani, that
He's relating to the Kanani.
right, the rabbis explained that we're talking about the war against the Knani.
Shenimtza, which we find במלחמה הרשות. It's a war that is permissible,
Right.
with a mitzvah.
No, it's not milchemet mitzvah. It's there are two types of, at least two types of wars, or more, but there is a difference between milchemet mitzvah, right? Where there is Hashem commands the Jews, go do fight this and this nation, or where Jews optional, when the Jews decide, let's have a little war here, guys, let's go.
But I thought getting rid of the Kanani was a mitzvah.
Yeah,
Why is
he's
it?
saying
Why is it
here,
rashut? It should have been.
I hear your question. Let's see, okay. וידוע מרבותינו זר.
Maybe that's what he's saying. אך הלא כמו זר נחשב שאמרו.
Hold on, yeah, so let's see, let's continue.
Achalo kamo zar nechshav she'amro v'ra'ita b'shivya lo yachzor el hashavi hanizkar.
You know what? There is a note there, this little vav there. Maybe we should
Yeah.
look at what's the note
Long
says.
note.
Vav. She'af al pi.
She'al
She'af al pi.
Shefal Pi,
Right.
Sha'al, HaKana'ani, Nemar,
lo
Lo, Tia, Kol, Neshama.
you should
Nicole.
you get rid of all of them.
Right. If
Nicole.
it's Knaanim, so it says Rav Alshech, it's the Torah tells us to destroy all of them,
That
kill
was
all of them.
that's
the
why
whole nation.
that's why it should be a reshut. It should be a melchamat
Right,
mitzvah.
so something is going on here. So he's explaining now.
Mikol Makom, Im, Yim, Sa'u, Kana'anim.
Yeah, keep
If
going.
you find the Canaan,
Right.
Keshivo, the Hilcham, Milchamas, Harishos, Shalo Ba'aretz,
Oh,
Moter,
Mutar lekayma.
Lakaina.
Okay, so the question is answered. Your question, Shlomo, is answered. Says Rav, the note here that we're talking about where you go outside of land Israel, of the land of Israel, and there are Knaanim there also. You have a war with Knaanim, who probably on the other side of the border, right? So these ones you don't have already to destroy. You only have to completely wipe out the ones that within the borders of Eretz Israel.
I thought all the Canaanim were
Well-
the Canaanim were always on the in the.
Look, he's relating here to Sifri, so there might be different, halachas, different, there can be machloket, but he is going according to this shita that this we're talking about Knani who is outside of Eretz Israel, because otherwise how can you have this lady? You have to kill all of them. You're not allowed to keep Knani lady. For whatever reason, I'm not sure the Sifri, the Rabbanan Zal said that we're talking about Knanim here, because it's the war of the choice, right? And therefore, that's why this situation where he's allowed to keep this lady arose, because she was on the other side of the border. So
Okay.
I know Shlomo doesn't like it so much. I don't know. Maybe Rav Alshech is going to talk more about it. So
Okay.
we have to have patience. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, they needed to find a solution for that they don't kill her right away.
Right. So okay. Yeah.
Okay, so they
Rabbi's
lived
fine,
in
yes.
the Jordanian Canaan.
So did you understand the rest of that Dalit?
Yeah. So let's do it again now. Okay. Which one? Hold on. The note or the?
No, the main
Okay. So
text.
let's do the main again now. Okay.
We didn't get to Dal yet.
Right. So
We didn't get
where
to
were
that. Sorry,
in
we're in
Gimel.
Gimel.
Gimel. Okay. So let's do it again. Okay. Let's start again. Okay, Reuben.
Amro v'shavita shivyo, lo amar v'shavita otam.
Yeah.
V'yadua me rabotenu, zikrona livracha, shechotzer el hakana'ani, ha-nimsa b'milchemet,
Reshut.
horshut.
So it's a optional war against the Canaan. In other words, it must be. So the rabbis say, where they get it from, I don't know. But the rabbis are saying that it must be an optional war, because that's the only way you would be allowed to keep this lady. Otherwise, you have to kill all of them if it's milchemet mitzvah.
Is it true that you had to kill all the
Canaanim
I thought
needed-
the women you could take and the
Not the
children.
Canaan. The 7 nations.
We had it now in this week's parasha. It mean that you could keep the women and the
That
children.
was which parasha?
The women, this
One before.
parasha. So you could keep the
Remind me.
women and the cattle. Anyone over, but kill all the boys over bar mitzvah kind of thing.
No, but that was not about Canaan.
It wasn't.
No.
Okay.
That was also, I think, the milchemet reshut.
Okay.
It was not the 7 nations.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. First of all, I think over there it says there was unmarried women.
Yes.
I'm not sure. Should we look it up?
No, I think let's carry on. Otherwise, we won't make
Yeah, we
much
can
of
look
it.
it up later. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just go with this
Yeah.
malach here. Okay. So the rabbis in the Sifri, right, one of the tractates, they say that we're talking about milchemet reshut, and therefore it's against the Canaanim, right? So now continue. Ach halok mozar nechshav she'amro. But this is like what that's what I guess that's what he's saying. It sounds strange. Zar. Halok is zar nechshav. Right?
Strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zar is like strange,
Yeah.
right? Nechshav considered. She'amro pasuk yud aleph. So how does it interplay with the next pasuk? V'ra'ita b'shivya, that you saw in the captivity, lo yachzor el ha-shevi ha-niskan. That it's not, he's not talking about the original there when you captured captives. I think I begin to remember something now. Right? So, again, there are twice shivya, right? And you will capture captives, and then it says, and you saw amongst the captives, what does it say? V'shavita shivya. You capture the captives of the captives. There are twice. Shavita, you capture, right? Shivya. So his captives, you know, if you're medayak here, shivya means it captives, right? V'ra'ita b'shivya, and amongst those captives you see now this lady. I think that's what he's going to come out.
I see.
That they had those Knanim
Had
who
captives.
run away. You're fighting war, I think, with some other nation on the other side. It's Milchemet Rishut, your optional war. But they captured some Knanim.
Right, and you flanked
And now you see that one amongst those
so
Knanim.
she may not be Canaanite, in other words, that's what you're saying.
But
No,
maybe
let's-
you're not. Maybe you now. I don't know how. It's
Let's
gonna
have a
come
look
out.
at Zion
Right,
then.
right.
Let's have a look at the note Zion.
Yeah, Tzarich Biyur. Oh, you see, it needs explanation.
Yeah. Go on, who wants to read it? Because it's such a long piece.
Sadik Beit.
Tzarich Biyur. Needs to be
Biur.
explained.
Dua Eno Hosar El Shivyo
Chevy.
Now,
Hanal.
why is he not talking about the previous shivyo, right? Because it said in the pasuk, right? V'shavita shivyo.
Right.
You capture captives, right? So why is he not talking about this shivyo, right? Now the pasuk starts saying v'ra'ita b'shivya, and now you saw amongst the captives.
You're saying that it shouldn't have said B'ra'ita
The
B'shivya?
note says, why is he מדוע אינו חוזר אל שביו הנ"ל? הרי כפי הנראה, הפירוש הוא כדעת זקנים ששביו הוא הכנעני השבוי בין אותה אומה אחרת. So he's saying that the rabbis explain, right, because it's a bit confusing, right? Again, ושבית שביו. You capture his captives.
Right.
So the rabbis say must be that amongst those captives of that nation that you're fighting now, they have Knaanim there. That you capture their captives.
I see. You're not fighting the Canaanese. You're fighting another group.
Yeah.
And within that group, they had
They have
captives.
Knaanim
And they're
captives.
captives.
And now you capture their
I
captives.
see. Okay. Yeshavi, Yashiv.
V'shavita shivyo.
Yeah.
You capture his captives.
Yeah. So let's finish that note.
Okay.
Uvtov.
Where are you?
Ubetoch, it's like
Yeah, ובתוך השביה הזאת, yeah, Reuven, you want to read?
ששבו האומה
האחרת, that the other nation captured, יראה, he will see, Israel, this Jew, גם אשת כנעני, שיכפוס בה. And he will see that lady who is Knaanit, and now he desires this Knaanit lady that previously was, so to speak, captured by that other nation.
right. Be'en ba mishum.
Lo tihiya kol neshama.
What does that mean?
And this, she is not literally not in that mitzvah of that no, you should not let leave any of them, no soul leave of those of the Knanim in Eretz Israel.
You should kill
have to
them.
be completely killed. So how is this Knaani lady now? He's going to marry her because she is outside of Eretz Israel and was captured by some other nation. So I guess practically she's not Knaani anymore because she is now part of that other nation, and now you can say Mazel tov, so to
Kihi.
speak. Sorry.
Mazel tov.
ואין בה משום לא תהיה כל נשמה. No soul should survive. She is not in that judgment now, right? כי היא שבויה, because she is captive, ביד אומה אחרת, in the hand of another nation. You follow?
Yeah.
Okay, Reuben, you want to continue?
The Shema.
Shema da'at Raveno Shahitar.
Heter, that the heter, right? We know what's a heter, right? Permission, right? Allowance, right? Veshavita shivyo, of the capturing of the captives, who רק לעניין להחייותם ולא לעניין להתחתן בם. So now the note says that our rabbi is of opinion that true, you don't have to kill them, but he says it doesn't mean that you can marry them. Right. נמצא שמה שאמר וראית בשביה אינו ניסוף על השבויים שבשביה וראה גם וגור אריה. All right, so it's a little bit difficult here. So now he's saying that because the Rebbe doesn't hold that you can marry them, there must be, when you see Ra'ita Beshivya in the captives, אינו נסוב על השבויים שבשביה. השבויים שבשביה. ולא לעניין להתחתן בהם, הוא רק לעניין להחיותם ולא לעניין להתחתן בהם, נמצא שמה שאמר וראית בשביה, אינו נסוב על השבויים שבשביה. So therefore we find, says the note, that when it says v'ra'ita b'shivya, you saw in its captivity, it does not talk about shvuim sheb'shivya, the captives that, I don't know, maybe he's saying that the Rav going to disagree with it, I don't know. Let's see, we have to get to the actual thing. Okay.
I told you it was complicated.
Yeah, it is complicated.
Daled.
Where are we? Yeah, I think so.
Amro v'ra'ita kulu ki mehara'ui yikatzer v'yomar v'chashakta eshet yafat to'ar.
You could have just said, and you saw a beautiful person in appearance. Why does he have to say V'ra'ita b'shivya? Yeah?
Hold on. Well, I mean, he's saying like this.
What was that?
Oh, they're doing something, I know. Right, so why does it say, the question now, next question is, V'ra'ita. What has to do with seeing? Right, it says, and you will see, right, in the amongst the captives, right? So, ki mehara'ui yikatzer. But it should have been, the language usually Torah tries to be more concise, not so long. So the word vera'ita is redundant. Ikul yikatzer v'yomar should say v'chashakta eshet yafator. He could just say, and you desire this beautiful lady there. Well, why do you say vera'ita eshet yafator and then v'chashakta ba? Then you will desire her. Just tell me, you will desire this beautiful lady there. Somehow it extra words here, right? ואם לא יבחר בקיצור אשר כזה
לפחות בת בשביה מיותרת.
And even if this...
V'ra'ita, yeah, you could have just said V'ra'ita Eshet Yafa. It doesn't have to say
Right.
B'shivya.
No, it didn't have to say Veraita, right? But if you're going to say Veraita, so why do you say B'shivya? There is still an extra word.
Right.
Amongst the captives. Just say Veraita, you're so beautiful lady. Why do you say
Right.
amongst the captives?
Right. Okay.
Hey, ma inyan tzuvoto yitzbarach.
What is the meaning of
This commandment, Tzavato,
this
like a
command?
mitzvah, right? Tzavato, commandment.
Yeah.
Because there is a commandment here, right? It sounds like it's almost a mitzvah to do it.
Ya'aseh et hadavarim ha'ela. Yavia el toch beito. Ulgaleach rosha.
These are the things he used to bring. He used to do is to bring her to his house and to shave off all her hair
Va'asot tzi parneha.
and cut all her nails.
Nails.
V'ha'sira et simlat shivya.
You should tear up her dress.
Well, she should take it off.
The asira is to
Remove,
take,
remove it. Yeah.
remove
I don't know if you have to tear it, but maybe.
remove her dress.
She has to change her clothing. You know, the rabbis explained they used to dress up for the war, you know, to look whatever, exciting. Yeah.
Ki gam b'pashat gam hu lo davar reik hu.
Ki gam hu pashat.
But pshat, even in this pshat, which is like a literal meaning, right?
Lo da
Lo davar
rek-
reikhu.
reku. What's reku?
Reik is
Empty.
empty, like it's not an empty thing, right? If the Torah is going out of its way and to be like so detailed, right? What make sure she shaves her hair, she cuts her fingernails, she changes her fancy clothing, right? So it must be something important, otherwise Torah is not going to mention it.
Okay.
That's the
Rav.
question.
Amro v'yashva b'veitecha achar amro v'haveta el toch beitecha.
It says, and she should sit in your house after it says, "Vavita el tocha beitecha," and you bring her into her house.
Right.
What do you mean? So he's
Also
asking.
redundant, right? It says, the
He
pasuk says
said you should sit in her house.
that you will bring her into your house and she will sit in your house. Right?
Yeah, Zain.
Zayin amro uvachta v'kulu. Ki halo hadvarim hakodmim yesh la'el yado la'asot.
Achari ve'amro ve'uvaba.
And also, right, v'bachta, she will cry. Right? Ki halo advarim hakodmim. Right after he tells us, make sure to cut her hair and her fingernails and change her clothes. Now the pasuk says, and she will cry. So says the Rabbi Alshech is asking us a very logical question. Ki halo hadvarim hakodmim. Those things, yesh la'el yado la'asot. So to speak, God can command that to be done. Right? In other words, shave her hair, cut her fingernails. That, right?
But
That's
you can't instruct it to cry.
right,
You
that
can't
can
force
be
it
done,
to write.
Right, but how you force it right? Right, so he says, right, Ach b'chiyata, et avia ve'ima.
ve'ima.
Yeah, go ahead. But to cry for her parents,
It's
what
not.
if she doesn't want to cry? What if she, you know?
Ulai lo toveh ha'isha livkot.
Maybe she won't cry.
Uma yuchal asot.
What can he do?
Yeah, it's almost
Well,
like
you
you have to tell her, now cry. You know?
Amro. Chet.
Amro tavo eleha v'kulu. Yera'eh davar echad shnui shulash ki bo eleha hainu uv al ta. Hainu v'hayata lecha leisha.
Right. Also
understand
very
that.
complicated. So,
יראה
have to explain it to
דבר אחד. You see one thing. שינוי ומשולש.
Say that
Different.
it's the same thing, דבר אחד, one thing, shanui is repeated tonight second time, umeshulash third time. There are three different activities here that describing the same thing, right? He's going to marry her. So why is it like so detailed? It's almost like, you know, going like into very private details of it, right? Which is what?
Kivo אליה.
Ba Elea, right? He come to her.
Comes to her. היינו.
It's the same thing as a Baalta, right? It's
Baalta.
just basically having relations. And
והיינו.
Hainu, and it's the same thing as Hayita Lecha Leisha. He's going to be a wife, so it's
And
like
there's
all
three things.
one.
I see.
It's the same thing.
tet.
אמרו והיה וכולו, כי מילת והיה בלתי צודקת בעצם.
The word v'haya is not used
I don't
correctly.
remember where is that word V'haya.
I think it's later on.
Oh, later on, okay. Oh, V'haya ki lo techpotz ba. I think that you will not want her anymore.
Yeah. והיה.
It shall come, right?
והיה לו לומר, ואם לא תחפוץ בה,
That's what it
Cool.
is. That's what he said. Yeah.
ולמה נמנעה ממנו מכירתה.
And why nimna'a? What's
Prevented. He's prevented from selling her. You know, no. He can't, so to speak, put her on the market, and I don't know. It sounds to us very barbaric and whatever. But, you know.
he can't get any benefit from it if he decides not
He has to keep her as a wife.
Yeah, he
send her
can't.
away.
He
No,
can't.
we're gonna learn more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's his property now, it is his
Well,
property.
in those
She's a
days,
slave. of
wives
his.
used to be considered kind of whatever. I mean, right? No,